Now, would you please help me welcome Bishop Vann to the stage to present this year's Bishop's Award for Exemplary Bishop Integrity. Bishop Vann. Bishop, they promised me you were going to wear your green suit for St. Patrick's Day. Okay. All right, you're looking good, Bishop. A round of applause for our Bishop Vann.
Thank you. The fascia doesn't fit as well as it used to, so. And I do have a green shirt and green cufflinks on still for St. Patrick's Day. I have a green suit, but I thought I needed to be a little more formal today, so. I'm grateful to be here with you again today and to recognize our honorees. You know, one of the blessings about life in Orange County, or the Diocese of Orange, is with a lot of reasons and a lot of things that happen, we cross paths with each other in many ways. And out of that crossing of paths, which is really the providence of God, we develop friendships and faith and all that. So that's what we recognize today as well. So I have two individuals at this moment I would like to recognize who have contributed to our Catholic education, who have shown themselves to be business people that really witness to the faith and witness to really living an ethical life. And so we're going to have a couple of folks we're going to recognize this morning. So one of the folks first I would like to recognize, is Joe Baldo. I met him not too long after I got here, and it's been a wonderful friendship in the work that he does. So I'd like to ask Joe to come up, and then we have a little video about him, and we'll recognize him. So.
The change I've seen in Joe is his ideas have gotten bigger and bolder. He is a man with a big faith and a big heart, and I think that he allows God to lead him.
I first met Joe over 50 years ago. I used to work with his sister Donna at Sears Roebuck in Alhambra. One day Joe came into Sears to see his sister, and our eyes met. Joe and I have two children, a son and a daughter. We have two young adult granddaughters. We have a grandson who is a senior at Servite, and our youngest granddaughter is in 5th grade at St. Joseph's School. After being in the video production with Joe for 30 years, I thought we were going to retire when we sold the business. But Joe felt called to do more. He started with our church, getting involved with bereavement. That led him to volunteering at Juvenile Hall. After a while, though, we'd see the same kids leave the hall after serving their time and then come back. And it became a revolving door. And Joe would say to them, "Come on, why are you back here?" "Joe, man, I tried. No, you've got to try harder. You've got to stay out there." It was that led Joe to believe he needed to work with the kids on the out.
We started with an after-school program, and then we started adding a summer program to that. And then we started involving college kids and bringing classes from universities here where college students could be mentors to the kids here at Higher Ground. He loves being with the kids, and he certainly lights up when he's out there with them. He also loves telling all the stories of the little miracles that have happened to kids that have been in the program. I think Joe's going to be humbled by the Bishop's Award. I would be certain that he'll probably tell you it's not necessary, he doesn't deserve it. But I think he'll also tell you that it's not him, that it's God.
Joe, I am so excited that you're being recognized for your work here at Higher Ground. I know you believe you give God all the glory, but if it wasn't for you being his hands and feet, Higher Ground would not have happened. So I know our Lord is looking down on you saying, "Well done, my good and faithful servant."
Good morning again, Bishop Vann, Bishop Wynn, Bishop Fryer, priests, deacons, religious, and all of you good people that got up so early this morning just to be here for this wonderful cause. Thank you again, Bishop Vann, for this wonderful recognition. However, I know you remember when I told you when I first met you, this wasn't my idea. Excuse me. God led me directly into this, allowing me to experience things that were unexplainable, bringing people into my life so improbably, opening doors that typically would not open. He made it very clear what needed to be done. Once I realized that he was paving the way for me all the way, I was all in. So I humbly accept this recognition on behalf of our loving Father's holy will and our incredible Higher Ground team, some of which are here today, and there's others that are scattered around somewhere else. Boy, there's a lot of people out here today. My gosh. I wish I wouldn't have thought of that. The Higher Ground team works so hard to serve those most in need, all of our families and our children, offering their young lives purpose and possibilities to thrive. I have a lot of pages because I went really big print, so I'll be flipping a lot of pages. I love this verse. To those, much has been given, much is expected. This was my catalyst back in 2008. Now, we've all heard this verse before. It's Luke chapter 12. I had quite a few times, but it never had the impact that it did on me one Sunday morning during our parish priest's homily back in 2008. It was the finale to months of leading up to experiencing this deep introspective look at the numerous blessings in my life. I was completely engulfed in gratitude. Blessings all around me, starting with my birth, being born to saintly people, Nelson and Marie Baldo. My 16 years of Catholic education, of course my wife, our children, and our grandchildren. Okay, I need to pause right here because I'm so thankful for my family and so proud of them. I want to introduce them to you now. My beautiful wife, Barbara, who cannot stand up because she's battling melanoma and she's got this wound. And 45 years you've supported and loved me, and I can't thank you enough. I love you so much. And out of those 45 years, the past 17 years with Higher Ground, working right alongside me, supporting me, putting in the hours as Higher Ground continues to grow. Our son, Jeff. Jeff, where are you? You can stand. There you go. So he's the class of Servite 02 and LMU class of 06, and he's been teaching the last 18 years at Servite High School. He is Mr. Baldo. And I'm just Joe. And his wife, Julie, who is a very talented cantor at the St. John Paul Polish Center. Julie? Elliot, you're up. Servite, class of 2025. That's right, he's just graduating. But wait, there's more. He just committed to the University of San Diego. And our beautiful little Sophia. Give a wave, honey. You're not tall enough yet. There you go. 5th grader at St. Joseph's Elementary and future Rosary Royal. Unfortunately, our daughter and son-in-law couldn't make it this morning because they're both battling the flu, and we miss them terribly. Quickly about them, our daughter Kristen, Rosary class of '04 and LMU class of '08. After graduating, she taught second grade at St. Barnabas in Long Beach for 7 years, then moved on to St. Juliana's for another 7 years. Now she has her own tutoring business. Good for her. And the latest addition to our family, our son-in-law Ross, a successful business owner and a product of Santa Margarita High School. Okay, I got off track, so back to this. Continuing on with my list of blessings. Our faith, our health, our wonderful St. Martin de Porres family community. My love of and my ability to play sports and so many other blessings. Just everything in my life, it seemed close to perfect. All gifts from God, nothing I could have ever earned or deserved. This verse not only confirmed how richly God had blessed me, but also posed the obligation to respond to him by serving others, calling me to ministry work. Eventually, this led Barbara and I to selling our production company and led me into prison ministry, working directly with the youth in the juvenile hall. My 2.5 years listening to and learning from the incarcerated youth, I believe, was just as important as my college degree. It was a holy educational process. It prepared me for the next chapter of my life of service. There is a wonderful, wise, saintly nun, and I love her so much, Sister Rosemary Redding of the Sisters of St. Joseph of Orange, who helped me in juvenile hall as I was struggling and trying to discern as to what next I was being called to. She gave me a simple Christian greeting card that stated, "God does not call the equipped, he equips the called." Once that sunk in and my understanding of that message, I was led to working outside of juvenile hall, or as the kids say it, homies on the outs. Engaging them wherever I could find them, in the poorest areas of certain cities, on their streets, alleys, subterranean parking lots, you name it. Experiencing what my homies had been explaining to me those past 2.5 years, their challenges and their defeats in their world of gangs, drugs, prostitution, and eventually then being introduced to human trafficking. All of this was the start of Higher Ground. My first two gifts from God, my parents, number one, helped create the foundation of my Catholic faith. Number two, my Catholic education became my structure that was built upon that rock, that solid rock of foundation. And today, it is still the blessed fortress where our entire family has lived, worked, and played in for our entire lives. I needed all of this to successfully navigate the unlikely environment I had been drawn into. Collectively, our Catholic education made the Baldo family's unique and individual lives holy, fertile ground. I like to think of it as the original higher ground. To learn to listen for his voice and to do whatever he tells us to do. It is through this reality that higher ground exists and thrives. This mindset is greatly needed not only to navigate this broken world, but also to be the impetus in creating a positive impact wherever God leads us. To those, much has been given, much is expected. What do you believe this morning that our loving Father is expecting from you today and in your near future? Thank you again, and may God richly bless you and your families.